Hey guys, Chuck Stratton here, prepping night in the boat, getting ready to head to Douglas Lake. But I've been getting a lot of questions about the chatterbait, bladed jig. What is a bladed jig? Well, years ago, this is a jig. This is a football jig I like to throw pretty regular. I'll throw a crawl trailer on it. And a few years back, a long time ago, 6, 8 years, 5 years, I don't know. There was a guy come along with a bladed jig, which is something similar to this right here. And many companies have made a bladed jig. Now, I've thrown about every one of them, and you know, there's only one I like to throw, and that's the jackhammer. And that's typically what I will throw right there. This is a jackhammer made by Z-Man. I'm not sponsored by Z-Man this year, but we're talking about bladed jigs, probably the best bladed jig on the market. There's your regular chatterbaits. They're crap. Then there's their jackhammers. They cost 3 times as much. But when you're fishing a bladed jig, you can do 100 different things with it. Take your bladed jig, and you got to have a good trailer. So I run several different bladed jigs setups. I'll put a speed crawl on. I'll put a sand shoey on. I'll put a fluke on. My favorite, one of my favorites, is the Zako by Yamamoto. That's probably my go-to all the time. If they're really finicky, I'll throw a Berkeley deal on. These are pretty cool. They've got lots of action. Every trailer you put on your chatterbait, your bladed jig, you will get a different action. The fluke will make it dart right to left. The crawl with the flappers back here, the craws, it does something neat. So play with the different trailers and get the one you like the best. I'm giving you some options here. The Zako, the deal, Berkeley. I'm not a fan of Berkeley, but it's a pretty cool trailer. The fluke, every time you pop, right, left, right, left. So let's show you a basic jackhammer setup. You got your jackhammer. This is Golden Shiner. I'm gonna pair it with a Zako. And colors are important. Run it in about halfway. Bring it out the top and shove it on. And that's what you got now. You've got a tail that's going to be flopping, moving water like a actual fish. Because every time that blade pops, when you're fishing, one more thing, when you're fishing a chatterbait, you're cranking, pop, 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 that blade's popping. And if you guys have watched my videos, you've seen me, I love the jackhammer. Do you feel that pop, 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 pop? That blade quits moving, quits popping, you're like, it's either grass or it's a fish. Get ready. Give it a pop, get it off the grass, and you can feel the grass. Every time you crank that, you can feel the grass just ticking the grass. So that's a great combo right there. But lots of people make bladed jigs. I mean, there's a Thunder Cricket, which I'll throw very little. My confidence is in the jackhammer. And yes, I have to buy them, just like everybody else. I mean, my boat's got at least 60 or 70 in it at any given time, in case my buddies need some in a tournament. But anyway, that is the bladed jig. There's only one jackhammer, and if you're gonna take this seriously, the jackhammer is your ticket. Now let's look at another option we can do with this. Let's say we want something a little different for a trailer. We're gonna pop that off. That one's shot. We can put a swim bait on it. Put a swim bait on it. Let's do that. Let's put a swim bait on it. It depends on what the fish are wanting and what action they are wanting to see. Line your tail up. Run it through, and these hooks are very, very sharp. Like so. So trailering is unlimited. Whatever you like, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm confident with a deal or a Zako. Those are my baits. Those are the baits I'm always going to throw. If you want to change it up, you can put a sand shoey on. You can put a speed crow on. You can put a fluke on. It does not matter. It's moving water. You want your trailer to move. It's going to mimic a brim, a perch, a bluegill, a little crappie. It's going to mimic something to make them hammer. So there is your Bladed Jig 101. Unlimited trailer options, flapping hog. And I've run them. I've got a box full of them. There's one. You can put a fluke on it. That's actually a Yamamoto fluke bait there. But we've transitioned from the jig to the jig and pig to the swim jig to the bladed jig. So we don't know what's next. But thanks for watching. I've been getting a lot of questions. A couple of young kids asked me today, can you show us how to set up a bladed jig, a jackhammer? And I can. And tell you, I'll go one step further. What I do, I throw that chatterbait. You got to have a good rod. I call it chatterbait jackhammer. You got to have a good rod. I use a 7-1, pardon, I can't see, a 7-1 chatterbait rod by Cashin. American-made rod. It handles this jackhammer like nobody's business. A Lew's titanium reel. Great reels. And that's what we do. That's what we do. Hopefully this will educate some of the younger viewers how to fish a jackhammer successfully. Because, I mean, 90% of the time, I'd rather throw that as anything else in my boat, the jackhammer. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And as always, give me the best comment. Best comment is going to win a bottle of Lucas Oil, real oil. Best comment, I'll even throw in a shirt and a hat. So I'm gonna see who's watching my videos. Throw me a comment. Best comment's gonna win some Lucas Coolies.